Yo guys, it's Ginger Ma here, and I'm back on YouTube. Who would have thought, after a year and a half of silence from me, that I'd come back like this? There was a video 7 months ago that got removed after I got like 20 something views, but I realized I didn't hit my 200 subscriber goal, guys. What's up with that? I left you a year and a half to get me there and you didn't. I'm only joking, it's only my fault, but you know. Turns out my views have been on an incline somehow the past 2 weeks. Don't know how that is, but we're back. Let's just get into this. I'll stop rambling. 2 videos today and tomorrow and for 2 weeks. Anyway, today, this is the story time about. This was over a year ago. I was planning on making a video about this as a return, but it never happened. Of how I called my teacher a wanker and got in a lot of trouble. We're coming back with a bit of a softer video, because if I come back all guns blazing, YouTube ain't gonna like me, and they already don't. So let's just get into it. So this is on a Friday, because I've only ever had tech class on a Friday, design technology. So it's last lesson of the day. Of course, it's a Friday. I'm ready to get out of there. Turns out, blessing, what I thought was a blessing, we have a substitute teacher for the last lesson on a Friday. Think of that, you're gonna go sit with your mate and fuck about the whole lesson. Yeah, that's all that happened that lesson. But so at the start of the lesson, everyone sees we got a sub. We're like, oh fuck yeah, man, let's go. Everyone's fucking screaming, hey yo, we got a sub. Screaming to like Jacob down the hallway, Jacob, we got a sub. Oh shit, really? Hell yeah, man. Like, that's how it is when you got a substitute teacher, bro. Now, we go into a lesson. I sit down with my mate. We'll call him Mike. I sit down with Mike, and who's on the table in front of me? Let's name them. We're gonna name them Chody and Gerald. Yeah, Mike, Chody, and Gerald. So Chody and Gerald are on the table in front of me, and I'm sat next to Mike. Now, lesson just starts as normal, just chatting. This dude hangs out this like worksheet because the teacher was too lazy to just give us an actual piece of work, so he gives us some assessment he's not even going to mark. So the lesson gets on. We write about 2 sentences in our assessment, because we know we're only going to stuff it in our backpack and leave at the end and say we weren't in, because the teacher won't know any better and he's not going to mark it in the first place. Not once has that teacher, we'll call him Mr. Marshall. Not once has Mr. Marshall ever mentioned the assessments that have gone missing. Not once, my guy. And I've done this about 20 times at this point. Mr. Marshall is he's off like every other week. Anyway, I'm ranting. So about half the lesson goes by. We've got 100-minute lessons. So like 50 minutes goes by. We're chilling. And the teacher starts pissing us off. What's the teacher's name? I'm just gonna say sub. The sub starts pissing us off and like getting angry at us. And like this, bro, he's getting mad at us, bro. He can't even see his hairline in the mirror, man. It's actually sad. But like, he starts getting mad at us because we've only written 2 sentences. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough, you're the teacher, everyone's messing about. Of course you're gonna be mad. Plus you look like a potato, mate. Anyway, teacher starts getting mad at us. So we're like, oh, just leave it out, man. Leave it, man. So we start doing our work. He walks off to the back. Now, me and Mike start talking to Chody and Gerald. Did I give him the name Gerald? I think I did. So we talked to Chody and Gerald. about what we go do for Sir getting mad at us. So what we do is we decide we just stand up on our chair when he turns his head and just go wanker. So he starts walking off, and me and Mike decide, yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Fucking stand up on our chair, wanker, doing the hand motions and everything. I'm doing it right now in real life, but you guys can't see that. Anyway, we do that. We sit back down. We thought no one noticed. Not one teacher noticed. We're in the clear. We're chilling, man. We're chilling. No. Out. Because I shall make this clear. At the front of this classroom is a window next to the door. And then across from there is the PE office. That is a window staring directly into this classroom. The most strict teacher in the school sees us, man. He sees us just standing up and going, wanker. And he walks straight into the lesson, man. This guy is on smoke. He's not letting us be. He walks straight in, like, fair enough, in a way. See us going, wanker, to a substitute teacher. Yeah, I was a dickhead. But anyway, he walks in and he's like, what did you boys just do? And we're like, what? I was just waving. I was just waving, man. I don't know what you mean. And he was like, no. That wasn't just waving, was it? You doing hand motions in the air. And I was like, no, Mike needed to ask a question. He just had his hand up. If anything, that was me. He was like, no, that was both of you boys. Come with me right now. Get your bags. We're taking you to seclusion, which is detention in my school. And I was like, all right. I keep saying, no, all right, take me. But Mike had nothing to do with this. I came up with the idea and I convinced him to do it. It's not his fault. Leave him. I'll go. But this teacher, I would give him a name, but we'll just call him the teacher. The teacher's not having it. He's not having it. He's like, what? So you coming up with an idea made him raise his hand, did it? And I was like, well, no, but you know what I mean. And he was like, no, both of you come with me. So he takes us straight out the lesson, says to the sub, Mr. Potato, that I'm taking these boys off to seclusion for doing inappropriate hand gestures in the air or something like that, something along those lines. We were outside. But may I make this clear, it's only me and Mike who've been called out, not the other two, because they didn't do anything. Anyway, so he walks us down to seclusion. I keep going to school at R5 as they've changed the name to it. That's why I keep stopping. But back then it was called seclusion. So he takes us to seclusion and he says to our house leader, which is my school's divided into 4 sections. So 1/4 of the students have one head teacher, and that's how it goes, which is like a principal of 1/4 of the students each. So basically we're taken to seclusion and he's in there, which is dead, because out of any teacher who could be in there, it had to be the head of our like college house. Like, come on, man. It couldn't have just been like a normal teacher just looking over. But no, it had to be our house leader. So basically what happens from there is the teacher goes up to him and goes, yeah, these boys making inappropriate hand gestures in the air. And then he's like, you boys sit down right there, like directly in front of him. And then he walks out, and then we're told to sit in silence and do the rest of our work, which is fair enough. And he goes and calls my mum. Now, you know what? I thought my mum was going to be a lot more mad at this. But she, honest to God, she wasn't as mad as I thought she'd be. So we just sat here for the whole rest of the time until the teacher comes back in and has a talk with us at the end of the day when we should be gone. may I say, we have to stay 30 minutes later because we're in detention. But even after that, we're told to stay even longer, which is dead. But oh well. Either way, back to the story. So he calls us back and says, "Why do you guys do it?" Then I was like, "No, honest to God, Marley." Did I give him the name Marley? No, I called him Mike. Why am I calling him Marley? Mike didn't. Mike had nothing to do with this. Honest to God, like it was all me. I came up with the idea and all that, and he plays the same thing, saying, "So you saying something made him do inappropriate hand gestures, did it?" I was like, "Well, no, but like," he was like, "Yeah, no, I get it. You're just sticking up for your mate." And then Mike just goes, "No, mate, it was me as well. You don't need to try and cover for me. It's all right." And I was like, all right, yeah, we did do that. And they're like, "Why are you doing it? Like, just to make people in your class laugh?" And we said, "Yeah, I guess." Which it wasn't. It's because the teacher annoyed us. But then they gave us a whole lecture on how we shouldn't be doing that to substitute teachers because they're not listened to enough, which is fair enough. I can say this hand on heart, I was a dickhead. But like the teacher didn't deserve it. But it was also very fun. Now from here, like we're sent out and I go to walk home and I'm hoping, right, I hope when I get home my mum's gone out. And halfway home, I'm walking over this bridge, right? Whose car comes straight over the bridge directly towards me? It's my mum. And she like pulls over immediately and just waves me and says, "Get in." And I'm like, oh God. Now I get in the car and she's shouting at me, brings me home before she goes out again. So she's just giving me this whole lecture like, "You shouldn't be doing that. How could you? It's just a substitute teacher," which, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, I was a dick. But yeah, then I go home. She goes out for a bit. I thought I was grounded. I thought, yeah, I'm not going to be allowed my phone or anything. She comes home. Apparently, I'm not grounded. The only reason I didn't get in much trouble for it is because she said she did it when she was a kid, so she can't really be shouting at me about it or grounding me over it. But not a kid, a teacher cry in a closet in lesson, and they had to get a new teacher to come and take over. But apart from that, the only rest of the punishment was on Monday. I had to do, a couple hours in detention. So nothing much came out of it. Although I was a dickhead, but it was very fun. Me and Mike still talk about that to this day, even though it happened like over a year ago now, I'm pretty sure. So guys, how did you like the first video back? It's not the best video I've ever put out. Don't get me wrong. I don't expect you to think this is the dog's bollocks of videos. No, it's just a small comeback video so that YouTube don't hate me. I've sworn enough in this video that YouTube are gonna hate me, but the videos will get better. And I'm gonna either have someone editing them for me and improving the audio and all that, or I'm gonna do it myself with my phone. So apart from that, guys, it's Shin Shima. It's been real, and well, I'm back. I'll see you guys in like 12 hours.